What's up, Team Crown? How are you guys doing? Right now, everywhere is dark right now because it's raining. I'm using the artificial lighting. The light is all up in my face sometimes. That's why I don't like using this light. Well, it's been a while. I miss you guys as usual. Seriously, I had a problem with my solar. And NEPA guys, they have been funny these days. It's unlike it. It just started recently and happened when my solar is having problem as well. I will try as much as possible to make it up to you guys. Okay, let us get right into today's news. Welcome to my channel. Let us jump straight to this news about this guy, okay, who came on social media. That's Mike, ranting, saying stuff about Banky W. Okay, after releasing the video, release another video. I know most of you have watched it. Okay, this is my own reaction and my own opinion about everything that's been going on in the entertainment industry in Nigeria. And it is more than just the video. Okay, it is more than just the video about Wizkid leaving Banky W, because that's what this guy said. Wizkid left Banky W and Banky W crumbles. Okay, EME crumbles. I'm part of those people who always, believe in artists, who always praise artists anytime they leave a record label. But as a blogger, okay, as time goes on, I began to realize that we are not supporting the music industry in Nigeria if you keep on with this. Okay, that was my thought. I was thinking about all these things. I'm a big fan of musicians. Okay, I'm a big fan of musicians, and anything that happens between musicians and record label, I support the musician, because of course they are the ones we see, they are the ones we look up to, they are the role models. But coming back and looking at the future of music industry in Nigeria and also upcoming artists, what is the chance? What is left for this upcoming artist? Let us quickly watch the video. Mike, okay, speaking about Banky W. About Wizkid leaving Banky W's EME.
Who remembers when Banky W said, "I'm the baddest boss"? And when Wizkid left EME crumbled. I'm a big fan of Banky W, but I just find that so funny. Oh my God.
Now that is the video, and this sparks mixed reaction on social media. Now the music industry is more than just record labels and artists. Okay, it is beyond that. It is more about togetherness. Okay, we need to embrace oneness and also the growth of the industry itself. The music industry in Nigeria is mostly about individual growth, which is not supposed to be the case. Okay, sadly, that is the case in Nigeria. It is about individual growth. Everybody wants to be the boss. Everybody wants to stand on their own. It is a big threat to the future of upcoming artists or artists themselves. Okay, it's a big threat to them. I wonder why someone somewhere seems so happy that an artist leaves a record label and the record label crumbles. I wonder, what is your joy? Now, I found out that artists these days wants to be on their own. After a big hit in the industry by breaching contracts, most of them breaches contract even before they leave. They signed it, okay, they were like, yeah, I need the film, and they signed it. And after that, they discovered that, oh, this record label is cheating me, I feel cheated. And I was like, why not renegotiate? Why not renegotiate instead of leaving? Is it greed or what? It's still something that baffles me a lot. They forget that when they leave. Now this is not about Wizkid or anybody. This is not about anybody. This is just me thinking, forgetting that without the record label, it wouldn't have been possible for them. They wouldn't have had a platform. This record label created a platform for you. They forget the consequences as well. Yeah, they have consequences. Those that will suffer when they leave. Immediately they leave, other artists in the record label suffer. Sometimes the record label stop functioning, and later on, after a few years, some of these artists that left bridging the contract becomes irrelevant. Not all, but majority, and the cycle goes on and on. You breach a contract, you leave the record label. After a big hit, you become big, and later on in life, or in few years, you become irrelevant, and that is it. And the record label you left is nowhere to be found. It's dead because you left them. And after leaving them later on in life, you become irrelevant and everything. Some of these artists, okay, not all of them, but some of these artists, and the cycle goes on and on. My question is, are we growing? Just sit back, think about that. Are we growing in the music industry in Nigeria? That is my question. Okay, when Wizkid left EME unexpectedly, who suffered it? Skills, Shady, Niola. These are the people who suffered it. In fact, Skills became homeless at some point because Banky had to let him go after the contract. When Wizkid left, left with all the money, all the attention, everything, and the record label was struggling. I mean, you invest in an artist so you could keep the record label running, and when these artists become big in Nigeria, they leave. Removing everything, all the support, everything, removing it. And I'm still thinking, why isn't there any renegotiation of contracts in Nigeria? Even though you feel like, okay, you signed this years, we could renegotiate, in a polite way. Some of them even fight with the record label, and at the end of the day, lost their career, lost everything because of the courts. Maybe the record label finally wins. Now, this is not about Wizkid, okay? Don't get it wrong. Let us sit back. I mean, just put your mind, be positive about this, okay? It's something that we could just be positive about it. You will get what I'm trying to say, okay? This is not about being famzy or anything, okay? Look at it this way. Skills signed a deal with Baseline in 2014, okay? Baseline signed Skills after Banky left him homeless for months. According to reports, it was the biggest record deal signed by a Nigerian to a Nigerian record label. But in 2016, Skills was accused of attending shows without the consent of the record label. Immediately they have that big hit. Even Skills that have been through it, that have seen it all, bounce back, still betrays his record label at some point. They finally meet an agreement at the end of the day. They finally sort it out, but he's already there that he wants to make more money for himself. He wants to leave the record label, forgetting that this record label are the ones who picked him from scratch. I still wonder why artists are so in a hurry to leave before their contract expires. Now, let's use the case of P Square, for example. When P Square broke up, a female artist named Lucy, okay, who was signed under Rude Boy's record label, that is Paul's record label, suffered from it. She had to leave the record label because she was left unattended. We laugh when one person or one artist have all that money, leave the record label. Why careers and record labels are dying when things like this happen?
I left Rude Boy Records because the family drama was just overshadowing my career then, because sometimes I'll post my music and people be referring to the fight that was happening then, and I wanted more for myself, and I have a lot that I'm not willing to compromise.
The reason why music industry in USA, okay, we copy these people in artists, we copy them in fashion and everything. Why can't we bring that also into music? The reason why USA, okay, United States of America, is still the biggest or keep growing every day is because they were able to spread the cash togetherness. They renegotiate contracts and they allow other young artists to benefit from them through the record label. This is not only killing the music industry in Nigeria, it's also killing us, psychologically. Okay, both record label owners and artists suffer from this. It has created fear. Yesterday we were talking about Olawale Ojo, okay, the 2013 Project Fame winner, who's now a cab driver. He's a cab driver, a taxi driver.
This car that you have, if you sell it and you get money and you push yourself, you might not even be able to shoot a proper video and if you understand, promote it. So, and it's not like there's a guarantee that this money you're spending, you are going to get it back 100%. So I felt like selling this car would not be an option for me, and I just told myself that you have to swallow your pride. You have to forget whatever it is, that you have to forget the platform or the brand that you represent, and you have to hustle. You have to make money, because if you die, because I started getting so depressed at home, I mean, crazy thoughts that I can't even talk about. But at the end of the day, I felt like nobody cares if you kill yourself by.
How did that happen? Olawale said in 2014, I could vividly remember, I was reading, a post then, and he said, and I quote, okay, most of these top labels do not do half of what they promise to do. You should be hearing about all these scandals between labels and artists. A few months ago, I got an offer from a record label. They wanted me to sign for 7 years. It is not just about being popular. His mindset most of the time is artists on the other hand who just wants to leave the record label because after they got the big hit, they discovered that, wow, I just signed something I shouldn't have signed. That's when they realize sometimes they signed 70-30. Careers have died. Though Olawale Ojo could be blamed as well because during that 2014 interview, he also said that I am not the first winner of Project Fame and I am not the last. We have people who have won before and after me, and they are yet to find their balance. It is not easy. Everyone is trying to put things together. And I'm like, why compare yourself to those that have failed? When I saw the interview then, I was skeptical about this guy's success. Like in the future, like is this guy going to? And it's not like I'm happy that this guy became a cab driver, but sometimes your decisions, your mindset, and everything. Part of the reason why something like this happened comes from what has been going on in the music industry in Nigeria. Okay, sometimes, not all the time. Okay, Yaya had the same experience when he emerged winner in 2008. Before his hit single Kukere, it was that bad that the only expensive thing he had then was the car he won. Okay, the car given to him. He was so broke at some point. This is my opinion. Just let me know your opinion in the comment section below. Let's talk. Let's discuss. Okay, why are we happy that record labels are dying? And we are happy. Record labels are dying. We are laughing. One person is having all the money as an artist. What about upcoming artists? What about the music? Because if a record label keep running for years, the better the music industry. Okay, the owner of the record label, whoever has run the record label for years, would have had the experiences and would apply it, would be willing to apply it in the entertainment world. Okay, so there will be more money as well. All right, so guys, just let me know. Let's talk in the comment section. Moving on to the next news.